So each time we come in, right, so let's get the time lapse thing going. Right, so what have we got? Right, so the turquoise colour should be sort of more fundamentally blue. So we need blue, put blue down, then green, and then a bit of a yellow, and then some white. Blue, green, yellow, white. So are we going to do that? I'm trying. So I quite like that actually, that kind of blue. It's more of a sea sort of colour than a sky, but it is abstract. You know. So that's worked quite well up there. So we need it to be a bit less staid. So that's, I think it needs to be lighter than that, right? So let's do that. Right, so what I'm proposing to do here, right, well, I'm gonna we're gonna leave the mini. We're gonna do the hotel, the eaves, the wood, the sky, and we're going to go over the Paterson's clock, and we're going to fix the post. That doesn't look right. One way of fixing the post. We could lighten up the grey road, make it lighter. Although I quite like that kind of, that. The post does not look like a post. Right? Let's make it look like a post. So that's proper grey post. That's what we need to do with that, right? Is it too wide? Is it too thick? Well, I think it might be. It looks like, doesn't it? So I tell you what we'll do. We'll bring this in to cover that and make that narrower. That post shouldn't be as thick as that. Okay? Right. Hey! Right, so let's get on with this. Let's get going. It's warm in here. Look, can I smoke the window, can you? What window? Oh, the windows there, they're locked, aren't they? Right, okay, right, so what are you going to do first? Right, let's start again with the turquoise. Oh! Come back. The turquoise. Green. Got green there. Bit of yellow. Bit of yellow. So we've got green out already. Bit of white. We've got white already, but put a bit more white on here. So, didn't go anywhere today. Here we are. Here we are. That's too green. Why is that too green? It's not enough. There's not enough blue in it, that's why. You do waste, if you're not careful, you can actually waste quite a lot of paint. I'm sort of keen to use it all up, and I'm going to start by getting some new paint. That might be the plan. Some woman in the Bervie page really annoying me about so the Bervie Council in Bervie have decided to do away with the grit bins. You know, after years of having grit bins, Now they don't have a grip bin. You know. So they've got 20 zones, they don't have grip bins. So this silly cow's blaming it on England? What the fuck's it got to do with England? You moron. It's to do with Scotland, it's to do with Scottish government. Jesus, that's unbelievable. That's not anywhere near turquoise. It's more white. You went and used too much paint. You've used too much paint. Never mind, it's cheap enough. Our next plan. Do you know I've gone off that idea of painting the ancestors. I just went off it. Don't know why. I just didn't. I think I just sort of landed up running out of steam with that. So now that's too green now. So how are you gonna get the difference between that and the? This is an example of using too much paint. Definitely. You're using too much paint here to mix this. It's gone away from turquoise. It's back to green again. So yellow. Oh my god, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. What are you doing here? This is an abomination. You're actually making a mess. An abomination, that's what it is, by the way. You've just wasted half a ton of paint. Oh god. Now the sky's green. The sky's not supposed to be green. It's supposed to be fucking turquoise. Oh my god. Blue, green. It's obvious there's not enough blue in it, that's why it's gone green. Oh, fucking hell. Wasting tons of paint. Waste. I give up with this. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Doing it all wrong? I think the yellow doesn't help. The yellow makes it go too green. too green, isn't it? It's too green. Can you use, yeah, you can use it on, you can mix it on the canvas, the paint. So in this situation I'm trying to get it away from being too green. Sort of darker elements, sort of sky. I suppose it should be lighter. You know, further down you go. We'll sort of move away from that sort of sea-like blue. So it's quite ridiculous that this very same council can say we don't have any money for grit. So grit could save your life. You know, I mean, the grit, I mean, it's not only for cars, for people walking on pavements, You know, it's for everyone, the grit, and how they can actually seriously turn around and say that we're cancelling the grit, and it's an example of, so it's something you say, right, we're not having that, we're not standing for that, you know, but people tend not to do that, and you know, stand up and be counted. That's one thing we're not accepting. You get us a fucking grit, we pay our council tax, you know, what, so you know, you should stop paying council tax, and numpties won't do that, will they? They're not going to do that. They're not going to stop paying the council tax. So unfortunately, they're not going to do it. So, like, if I stop paying my council, like, if somebody stopped, then the other one's not paying the council tax. You know, and then it's like not paying your road tax. So another one of the numpties got on their high horse and I'm going to pay your tax. You know. So you're out on your own with that, aren't you? You're not going to get any support. They're going to stitch you up, or the C's, or the whatever they are, the conformists. So there wouldn't be enough support to do that. There wouldn't be enough support. You wouldn't get away with it. No. Sadly, no. Does that look more like a... Was that a fucking pigeon on top? You know, you're not going to get enough. They're going to stitch you up. Which is the case. That's what happens, isn't it? They're going to stitch you up while you stand up and be counted. They'll have you locked up. Yep. I'm afraid so. What do you think of that? Does that look more like a pole? It does, doesn't it? Maybe a bit darker on the edge. I can see a real difference. Yeah, that might be better. Right, see, that tape goes all the way up there. It doesn't even come anywhere near down the bottom of that. Let's try and improve the grey. There's a freaking bird. It's time we got these brushes cleaned. It's getting a bit manky. It's not even got, that's over the tape. I don't know why you're bothering with this. You can't really lay it on like this with oils. It just becomes too much and it overpowers the whole thing. It's what happens. Cause it's raining, isn't it? It's properly is raining. There was a guy, I used to watch his videos, he was American, and he would do like reviews of classic American cars. Aye, but in the grotty side of it. You know, it was like, it was like down to earth, and he would really slag them up and everything. It was quite sexual. It's like sexual innuendos and stuff. What's happened? Why am I not seeing that? I need to go and find it. Maybe if I keyed in like a Chrysler LeBaron or something, could maybe find them that way. He was like, it's like he was having sex with you, and he was talking about the cars. Aye, dirty sex. Like, I was just talking about a car. That was the funny thing about it. Right, okay. How are you doing with this grey? Is that better? Are you happy with that grey? I end up going over things quite a lot, so. Right, let's do something with the clock. The clock is simple. Let's not bother looking at the picture of the clock. Just keep it the way it is. Keep it simple. What are you going to do about this? So the clock. So what are you doing with the clock? Well, you need green and brown, don't you? Dark. It's got to be dark. So really, the clock would have been dark green, I think, so as I can remember. Stood there for a number of years, and then got whacked by some mad woman in a Mini. Don't like that brush. This brush is too big. What about this one? This brush is too big as well. Although I'm liking the colour. Very dark. Dark colour. Which is good. It is getting very hot in here. Dark. This brush is no good for that. It's too fucking big. You need to get a smaller brush. You need to get a smaller brush, right? Stop putting fucking brushes on. You're putting paint on the actual wooden part of the brush. The brush is made out of wood, aye. So I'm intending to use the white paint to get the yeah, I mean, there was a thing we used to answer the phone that you really had a commitment, you know, to help out the person that was contacting you. And there's still people who believe that, but of course what happened is we started getting ripped off, didn't we? With scams. So the phone was something that, you know, you took seriously. But now it's like, I don't want to answer that. Who the fuck is that? And that's how I do it. The phone is not how you contact me. You know, you have to, or let me know you've got a phone or something like that. That's something that happens for me. So I just don't fucking use the phone for phone calls. Yeah, it does look like a giant penis, yes. Well spotted. And we're all doomed anyway, aren't we, really, at the end of the day? All doomed, Captain Mannering. We're all doomed! We're all doomed, Captain Mannering! Right, how are you going to do this? You need to get... let's get some white up here. We're all doomed, Captain Mannering. Yeah. So what you need to do, Craig, is you need to appeal to everyone. And I know that's impossible, but what you're actually doing is you're alienating yourself with your own backdated, out of dated views with people who are like-minded, and that would be alright if it was just a boys club, you know. But it's not a boys club. It's, you know, you're supposed to be leading a... The party's a joke. It must be a joke if it's got you in it. I would say it must be a joke. a joke party. Yeah, I mean, he can get money out of it, can't he? I don't know how much he's earning. I don't know. Don't know how much he's earning out of it. So the reason I started doing the critiquing Craig videos is because he I think he's blocked me and he doesn't allow me to have. He doesn't like my opinions because they undermine his narrative, and I think that's. Yeah, so how's that look then? Right, so next, I'm actually getting a bit fed up with this, to be honest with you. Right, the brickwork, so we need to do something with this. This needs to be lighter and more house. Right, so what we've got here, we'll do the outline. I was going to do pens, wasn't I? I was thinking about doing pens. I was thinking about it. So you've got I've actually got a door, a window there, which goes through the mirror to there. Well, at least it does in my painting. And we've got a line down there, and we've got bricks. So what we need to do is find a more accommodating bricky colour, which would be this. Probably. I've made a right mess here. I need to throw a lot of this away because it's just gone too far. It's all getting messed up here. Yeah, sadly. Sadly, it's all become one big mess. One big mess. I think probably what he thinks he's fighting it. Craig probably thinks that if somebody's a trans or something like that, right? He thinks that they're all activists. He doesn't realise that actually some of them are just people, and and try to live their lives. And he was told that by that lady that tried to reach out to him. And she was told for her efforts, she got rewarded by being told she was the problem. I mean, who the fuck does that? Who does that? What an absolute arsehole the guy is. Craig Houston. A fucking clown. I might have to meet him someday. That's when you have to face up to your well, if you've been slagging somebody up and you actually meet them and you go, oh, hello. And then they go, what have you been saying about me? And you've got to stand up and be counted and say, yeah, I said these things and I really mean them. Do you want to talk about it? Yeah. I really meant what I said about you, that you're a complete fanny. I did. I meant it. You're a complete fanny, and I meant it. I'm going to say it to your face. Do you want a frappuccino? Aye, I'll have one. And he did a video slagging off the BBC the other day. That's what you should be doing. You know, their climate alarmism and their lies about the weather and everything. Try to, like, make us believe that we're under unprecedented weather and everything. It's false data. It's all lies. And the BBC are pushing it because they're in with the scam, making money out of us, selling us that shite. You should do videos like that. I don't know why he doesn't. Instead of doing this, picking on these tiny minority of transgenders. And it seems to be the women he's got a problem with. What is the what is the problem with him? What is it? And he's already been divorced, so he's been dumped by women. He's been let down by his wife. She got rid of him, she couldn't cope with him anymore. So he's been hurt and he's had children. So it's not like he hasn't suffered himself, you know, he has. Well, I've suffered. But at the hands of a narcissistic nutter that's taking your children away from you. It's happened to him. Happened to me. All you're seen as is somebody that should be paying for everything. But like if you're married and you're living with someone, you get sort of benefits. But if they're divorcing you, all you're there for is just to pay for everything and get no rights, no benefits, nothing. Benefits as in being able to watch your children grow up, be able to enjoy time with them. But that gets taken off you. And that's a fact. And that's what happens. So they choose you as the person that they want you to impregnate them, and then they decide they don't like you. So you have to pay for everything. And the law's on their side as well. The law is on their side. I really need to let that dry a bit before I go ahead and first into that. So what we're going to do with this one. Right, okay, I need blue in there. Got any blue? Where's all the blue? Ah, there's blue there. Blue. I don't know why we need blue there. A bit of white. Sort of reflections type. Darker blue. So we need a line along the side of the sign. I don't want any dripping. No drippage. No drippage. Subtle as a sledgehammer. subtle as a sledgehammer. Yeah, yeah, you are. I've seen me reaching out to other artists about art and everything, and a lot of times they just don't want to know. I think you better just keep yourself quiet, and if they want to know, they'll come along. And you can't force somebody to listen to you about what you're doing. They're not. If they're not interested, they're not interested. So that's really the problem. But well, they've got to be told it's good. Maybe some of them, somebody else has got to say, "Hey, this is really good." This, and they go, "Oh," because they're looking up to their peer group. You know. So that's kind of how it works. And they're looking up to their peer group, and they want their peer group to say, "Hey, that's good shit," and they go, "Miss so and so said that's good, so it must be good," and don't know if that's going to work. It should really be Brown. He's you got Brown? So let's have a look and see what it looks like. Oh my God. Right, it's 42 minutes. Ugh. Right, what are we going to do next? Why do we let it dry a bit? Because I think we're overworking it a bit. Why don't we go in the house? So I'm not happy with the way that... I'm not entirely happy. So you're going to use pens for the clock. I need it to dry then before I go around there with my fingers. I think we're nearly there. I think it is. I think it's nearly there yet. I think so. Probably do like a lighter on the bricks. I think we're nearly there. A bit more definition with it. I think it might be an idea to go and have a cup of tea and to come back and see, that does have it's got a bit there and it goes into a bigger so you've kind of defied reality there, haven't you? Yeah, but we could fix that, couldn't we? We could easily fix that. We'll just put it here. It's easy to fix. Look, see how I'm fixing it right now. And I've been quite cruel to people in my life. Like thoughtless or nasty. Picking on people. I don't think I'm picking on any of these numpties. They deserve it, don't they? They're out there making money from spreading stuff. They deserve to be criticised. Surely. Surely they deserve it. You've done that the wrong way around. The white bit's supposed to be both sides, not fucking, you clown. Then the dark bit goes on that side. Dark, 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 dark. Too much water on that. Right, okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to play the game. I don't know. Everything's all getting a bit mucky. This brush is absolutely awful. It's got like hairs sticking out everywhere. Stop it. Stop using it. Don't use it. It's not good. Well, it's not good for that. I don't know how to play the game. You've made an arse of that. I watched this video by this guy called Big Al in Ireland, Northern Ireland, and he's really had he's like completely bonkers. Alright, we're gone. Right, so we've run out of battery power with this, so we need to go and charge it up. So thanks for watching so far. We'll leave it at that now. Go into the house. I'll take another picture and try and figure out what I'm doing wrong or what's to be done. Okay? Thanks for watching so far.
Failed to implement the law on single-sex toilets as laid down by the...
Right, hello and welcome back to myself. Right, so let's have a look. Right, so I'm getting to the end stages of this. It's taken quite a long time. So I was looking at it. I was in the house. I was looking at it. I've got to sort of. I think the hotel's worked out all right. So what I'm planning on doing today is finishing it, but it's not really finished. It's just going to be finished, and it's going to sit here until next week. We'll take the tape off, and we'll need to finish these bits off. So that bit there is going to come down there over where the tape is. So they're going to come out with the border, the wheel, that bit up there and that bit there. So we're, for all intents and purposes, we're nearly finished. You know, so what we've got to do now, we're not really going to do much to the Mini. I think we could maybe, you know, put a bit of white paint on there. That's got a bit untidy there. Maybe do some details on the clock, the gold bit around the clock. That's white. It's supposed to be gold. It's supposed to be gold bits on there, so that'll be yellow. So we've got yellow here. Right. It's not a very good brush, this one. I don't like it. Oh god, no, that's fucking hopeless, that brush. I don't like that. So really we're getting there. So I just did a video, Silver Hot Takes. Basically, it's for entertainment, I think. Is that what he's doing? Because he's saying things that just aren't true. So he's saying things that... So I watched this video and I did a sort of critique on it, and everything he said was not true. All his like points were false. I mean, his points will be what he believes it should. They'll be what he believes it should be, but he's saying it as if it's law and stuff like that, and it's not. And that's what you can do if you've got an agenda. So basically, I've just gone and pretty much objected to it. There's no point in me commenting on his channel because it will get ignored. So what I do is I just make my own video. Now, I'm not sure whether you're actually allowed to do that. And on a copyright, generally I'm not completely and utterly copying this video, but the last one I did pretty much contained everything, you know, because it was only a short video. So it's a critique. So I think probably because I'm not making any money out of it, it should be okay, but I don't actually know, and that's how you find out. You know, like Craig Houston, Silver Hot Takes might complain and get my video removed. You know, so it's possible, yeah, very possible. How does that yellow work out with that? So basically what he was just saying things that weren't true, like the toilet thing, and it's law, and if it's not law, and the government's going to get sued, and it's like he's like a child. But I think he knows that, and I think he's getting the views out of it, and I think he's doing quite well out of it. So I think he's like, I don't really want to slag him off too much because it's projective. I just don't think he's very pleasant, that's all, in terms of sitting there in his armchair, you know, being mean to people. You know, and it's not, you don't want to be affected by somebody, you know, like actually say, like, consider going and punching the fuck out of him or something like that. That's actually quite negative. So if I thought I was starting to feel that way, I've never felt that way about Craig, for example. No. I think it's normal for people to occasionally feel like angry about somebody. You know, you start to lose your shit, and you know, you're going to go and give them a kicking, right? And you don't want to go. If that's what's happening to you, switch it off. Go away and do something else. Try and, you know, because that means you're becoming too obsessed with, you know, that stuff, and you need to get away from it. You know, what was that fucking noise? Right, so I mean, so he did a video about Swinney and about the SNP and the toilets. It's very misleading. Very misleading. I think it's intended to be misleading, I suppose. But it's basically saying stuff that just isn't true. It's selecting what he wants to, it's a selective sort of thing, where you can select how things should be rather than how they actually are, so you can. He was taking great delight in it. I think he genuinely maybe believes. I think he maybe does, yeah. Duper's delight. I think he maybe does, yeah. And I'm no great fan of the SNP, as you know. But now I'm starting to realise that Swinney is being careful and pragmatic about the whole thing. Well, Swinney's not been arrested, is he? Because Silver Hot Takes and Craig have both been arrested. And that's essentially because they're clowns. That's why they've been arrested. They're both clowns, yeah. They're not politically astute, sitting there just commenting and about all sorts of things and getting paid for it. Getting paid for it as well, eh? Getting paid. Paid to talk complete shit. Aye, it's brilliant, isn't it? I don't blame them. Why would I blame them? Yeah, so hilarious. Right, so what we're going to do, what we've got to do. What about this turquoise thing? It didn't quite work out, did it? The turquoise effect. Let's see if we can do something with that. What happened to the turquoise? Yeah, it didn't really work out very well. It wasn't as turquoise as I wanted it to be. So I just wasted a lot of paint. It's more green. Yeah, well, it didn't really work out, did it? So that's. I think it's a good thing to challenge these people. No, they're challenging the government, and so they should. But you have to have some kind of sense of reality. And there are people involved, real people. So I think they're just. So that's too green, really, isn't it? But well, does it matter? I mean, you see the green there, and there's like blue there. Yeah. I think it's. I'm just not sure if it's going to be a good idea to go down this route that I'm going down. Am I going to land up getting into trouble? Well, at the end of the day, copyrighted is what I mean. So that's more of a blue. Painting by numbers. I think it's way of setting the record straight. I'm seeing somebody who's got an agenda. I believe they're being dishonest. They're actually lying. And so like the last video I did, Silver Hot Takes, didn't actually state anything that was true. Nothing he said was true. So he's got an agenda. He seems to hate trans women. Seems to be his thing. I mean, going by his evaluation, they're men, so that means he hates men. So he hates men that wear dresses. Is that his motivation for staying alive, is to carry on the hatred? You got to ask yourself, what's his problem, innit? You've got to really say, well, what is the problem here? Why are you so bothered? I think a lot of it, I don't know if he's under the thumb. He might be under the thumb. He might be, God, it's getting warm in here. He might be henpecked, married, under the thumb. And he's not allowed, he's just kind of really forced into that. Whereas of course I'm free. I'm free of all that. You know, I'm free to do as I please. If I want to buy a new car, I buy a new car. If I want to go somewhere, I go somewhere. I'm free. There's nobody controlling. This is definitely turquoise. I think I've definitely cracked the old turquoise issue. I had an idea about this greenery to the side here, that I would do it in squares rather than what it actually is. You know, like greenery is all leaves and it sort of sprawls around. How about a sort of abstract look where it's actually squares? You know, how would that be? So let's give that a go. So it's like, the idea would be something like, we'll do it right now. So that one would go in there like that, right? And down like that. Rather than trying to pretend I'm drawing, you know, like leaves as they are, branches. So make it abstract. So that's my way of going, oh, this is so clever an idea. In actual fact, it's because it's a lot easier for me. That's why I'm doing it. Yeah, it's easier. Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, that's the fucking reason. So J.K. Rowling pumped her money into fighting the government. You've got to think about that. Would it not be better if she'd invested her money into fighting the net zero thing? J.K. Rowling. Yeah, it would have been, wouldn't it? Oh, so why is she not doing that? Tell you why. She's making money out of it. She's making money out of the net zero thing. That's why. You know, that's... So I'd like to get this darker now. I'd like to make that darker. How are we making it darker? Get the blue in it. We're just cheating, just put fucking black in it. There's some lumps hanging around there. If I'm really bothered about that, I could actually sandpaper that. Right, we need to darken the... So how do we darken it? We'll put a bit of brown in it. Brown! You know, J.K. Rowling piled... So what the gender wars, it's fighting It's like fighting over deck chairs. It's, you know, fighting. So J.K. Rowling paid £70,000 to fight that, when she could have spent that money fighting the green communism, but she didn't, did she? What does that say about her? She doesn't give a flying shite about any of us, is what it says to me. God, I hadn't actually thought about that until now. Why did J.K. Rowling put that? Why did she not put that money into something worthwhile? Because the government's pushing all that gender stuff. It's like, you know, it's like, that's darker. Why not fight net zero? That's killing us. That's crucifying us. That's making people poor. That's taking away prosperity and hope. It's causing hardship for poor people. But no, you choose to put your money into fighting a gender war. That's very telling. You must be making money out of net zero. Well, obviously everybody makes money out of... No. People make money out of net zero. Because if you've got shares, or if you've got an interest in business, because obviously anybody that's got money, so J.K. Rowling's got money, right? So her money will be invested. That's what I'm trying to say. So she's making money out of net zero. Because they all make, because psychopathic corporate greed. So that's, by definition, so I've sort of blended it in there. I think that's worked out quite good. Right, so what else have we got to do with this? Are you happy with this? See, I've refrained from looking at the pictures of the hotel. I kind of don't want to, because I've got a feeling I might start getting all... That's very untidy. Very untidy. A bit there. Shall we do a light blue up there or something? I quite like this turquoise now, that's turned out alright. See that lump there? What the fuck is that? I just got it off with my finger. Right, so are we going to get the Sharpie pens out then soon? Oh, no, we'll leave the Sharpie pens. We'll wait till it's totally dry, and then we'll need to draw in the time. Westerton arms. So probably better, because if I try and draw it in now, I might lean against something and it'll get... I'm actually really excited about getting this tape off here. Right. We need to... The yellow, the gold is not quite gold enough, is it, really? And we know what we need for that. We need a... So yeah, I mean they are stupid. I think that's something I can say about them. Craig Houston, Silver Hot Takes, they're stupid, and they are making money, you know. So they're doing a lot better than I am. But I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want to be in that position that I'm owe money to. That I'm part of YouTube, American corporation, making money out of pumping out false information to vulnerable people just so I can make money. You know, I'm not really too keen on that. You know, it seems somewhat immoral. You know, it does. It seems immoral to me. But the whole thing's immoral, isn't it? This brush is too big. No, you need a smaller brush. Maybe it's an idea to find some fresh brushes. You know, what have we got? We've got millions of brushes in this place. Right, so so I have obviously videoed everything. I think that's quite a good way to go about things. Ugh. And you can see the whole process. I'm scared to look at the clock in case I go, oh, I need to do this or I need to do that. You know, it's kind of like a bit like that. So am I going to do that? I think. So I'm getting to the point now where, you know, I've done a lot. This is going green. It's because there's other colours here at the side of this plate. So Silver Hot Takes, everything he said was false. I got into trouble with him before. Well, it was my fault, and I started talking about something which was classed as medical misinformation, and I think, to be fair, he probably doesn't give a flying shite, and he'll just say whatever he wants. He certainly doesn't want to listen to another view on it. So it's going to be like, you know, either his way or it is fun when they get arrested, though, isn't it? And of course they can't help, they can't resist putting it on because they get views out of it. So they can't resist it. Because the actual police, they're pretty clever, aren't they, the police? They know, you know, they're not stupid at all, are they? Look at that bit there. So what's happening? What about the clock? Can you have a look at the clock? I'm not happy with the clock. Right? I'm not happy with it. It needs more work. Right, let's have... Are you going to put this mini away? You're behaving like it's going to disappear forever or something. Oh God, I don't even know how to get it. Well, that's Peter Ferguson Macbeth. That's my grandfather. That's it's bloody. It's extract of the birth certificate of my grandfather, Peter Ferguson Macbeth. Walter Macbeth. Catherine. That's the subject of Catherine Macbeth. Lower Craigs, Stirling. 6 Lower Craigs, Stirling. Mary Fisher Macbeth. That was Mary Fisher Martin. So this is my grandfather's birth. 1890. I can't quite make that out. Is it 1892? Upper Craigs, Stirling. Student Peter Ferguson Macbeth. Upper Craigs. Locomotive. Something, man. Fireman. Walter Macbeth. Catherine Macbeth. Well, she was, one of them was called Catherine Ferguson, so I think that might be Catherine Ferguson. Right, okay. Oh, what, you look at that, you're trying to find the bloody clock, and you've ended up going on a bloody family history tour. Oh, there's my mother's bloody... I wondered where my bloody mother's bloody family tree was. It's in here. Oh, Right, stop looking at this shit. Look, you're not here to do that now, you're here to paint a bloody mini. What I did want to do was go to Lauriston and Falkirk and forgot my mother's birthplace. It's what I had thought about doing. And I think the address should be somewhere there. Right, so right, there's the image there. Come on, open it up. These fucking things keep opening with this. I accept. So there's it there. God, it's quite simple, isn't it? It's actually more green, that actually that ridge. Yeah. The clock's obviously quite elaborate as to what this is, and you know. So we haven't got the bottom of it there. It's just the top of it. Oh, the gold on it. Yeah, it's all gold lettering. Well, let's get a bit more of the gold lettering on it. Right, okay. I think we could do away with that. That white line, I'll try and limit it down a bit. I don't know what it's for. It's not really, so like, we'll go up, we'll do a bit of greenery up there. We've got plenty of green paint here. Oh my god, here comes the dogs. You let the dogs out. The dogs, they start barking and they just fucking bark, and I've seen me actually moving around the house to start barking. They're so fucking dumb. Just wee barky dogs. You know, like, if you get like an intelligent dog, it would know, you know, what is, you know, what's a problem and what isn't. But they're just fucking dogs, aren't they? Just bark at everything. Just getting random flashbacks there. Random flashbacks, as usual. But that's not exactly very satisfactory, is it? We could limit that roof down a bit by putting some more turquoise on there. I knew I shouldn't have got that image up. I should never have done that.
If I now close...
Sorry, what happened was the phone overheated, and yeah, I'm getting a bit, I don't know, I think I'm overworking it now. So I've decided the pen work and everything, the rest, we can do that later. We can do that when it's sitting on the, lying on the table, and put the numbers in the clock. So it's kind of looking, I'll just take a look. So I don't suppose I can take that tape off until it's dry, till the paint's completely dry, and then I've got to paint in. Yeah, it's just let's do the usual stand back test. Stand back. So both my devices gave up. The other ones gave up. Ran out of battery power. Why don't we just... I think we'll call it a day with that. I don't know if I'm getting that clock right. Feeling no, but these white bits don't look right to them. Oh God. Right. I'm just gonna have to think about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I may think, is that a man or a woman?
So I'm not exactly sure. Really, we'll just have to leave it at that. You know, you keep thinking about it, and I have got the sky sort of dark up there, but what's that kind of line there? That doesn't. Yeah. The roof's not quite right, is it? Not really. Well, it does kind of look like like it's dark up there. That blue bit's not quite right, is it? No. Have to fix that, I think.
I may think, is that a man or a woman?
Right, so try to get the sky darker up there. I think I quite like that. Up the top, above the hotel, yeah. So that's as far as I'm going today. Thanks for watching, bye.